We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. This is the preamble to our Constitution, the first document of law that our great country was given. Now is the time to remember just how great our country has been. This Sunday will be the 10th anniversary of the 9/11 World Trade Center, Pentagon, and Flight 93 acts of terrorism that shook our entire nation just a decade ago. Normally, my videos have political or religious motivations behind them, or they're just me and my friends goofing off. But today, to commemorate this horrible tragedy that proved how strong our nation can be, I wanted to pay tribute in a small video of my own to those who lost family members and those who lost their lives on a day that America will never forget. To start off, I would like to do the one thing that none of us should ever forget. We used to say it every day growing up in school. We should never forget what these words mean. Even now, if you're still following me, I would like for you to think and to reflect on what these words mean as I recite them here on this camera. As I recite them here in this video. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. "9/11 was a terrible tragedy. I remember it was my senior year of high school, and I had actually been involved in a car accident just 2 weeks before the 9/11 tragedy, August 24th, 2011. I remember I was in shop class when my teacher, with a horrified look on his face, told us that somebody crashed a plane into World Trade Center, and that it was looking like a lot of people had died. And we started watching, following the coverage, and it was just a few minutes later, after we sat down in utter silence, that we saw the second plane footage and learned that another plane had landed or crashed into the World Trade Center, and it was frightening. I mean, even as much as I try to control my own emotions, and I try not to show the ones that I don't want people to see, I couldn't contain myself that day. I was scared. I was more scared than when I saw that truck coming that injured me just 2 weeks before. But despite the horrors that this nation lived through, and a horror that surpassed Pearl Harbor, we pulled together and we came together as a country and we united against a common enemy, those who dared to take away our freedom, to attack our innocent people, those who dared to harm everything that we of this nation have held sacred for over 200 years. We stood firmly against them, and we supported our brothers and sisters that went over there to fight them. Ten years later, and I'm still having a very hard time talking about this. But I just wanted to say a few words. And I just want to leave all of you with the thought that even though our country is again in dire straits with this economic collapse, this is where we take a lesson that we taught ourselves on 9/11, and we should teach it to ourselves again. We can come together again and we can fight the enemy that would harm us and our nation. The enemy right now is another depression, and we can avoid that. But we need to stand united, and we need to remember the lessons 9/11 taught us. And we need to remember those who lost their lives as we learn those lessons the hard way. As was stated on United Flight 93, let's roll.